All right. So, as you all know, this session is for SharePoint Online. This is the first demo for the same, and basically we are going to talk about very basic, basic understanding of what SharePoint Online is, how it is useful, for what purpose we use SharePoint Online. And if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask it, or I will suggest or appreciate if we can note down our questions, and by the end of the session you can ask whatever questions you have related to today's session. All right. So let me share my screen. All right. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
Nikita, yes.
Give me just 1 minute. All right. All right. As I said, this session is for SharePoint Online, and I will start with to guide you or to let you know what exactly or whosoever go for the SharePoint Online for administrators. I'm pretty sure everyone must have heard what SharePoint Online is. If not, with this today's session, you will be able to understand what exactly SharePoint is, and what exactly SharePoint Online does, or how we can enroll ourselves, how we can use SharePoint Online, or if we are looking for a job opportunity, if we are looking to switch our profiles for SharePoint Online, then how you can do it. Okay. So this course is basically designed for everyone. So it doesn't depend from which background you people are. It doesn't depend whether our skill matches with SharePoint or not. If we have basic understanding for SharePoint Online, if we know how SharePoint work, then any and everyone can go for this profile. It doesn't, as I said, it doesn't matter if you have knowledge about Azure, if you have knowledge about Linux, it does not matter. So anyone who is fresher, who is experienced, can go for SharePoint Online. So now I will let you know how or what skills you will gain with SharePoint Online. So okay, before we start that, I would like to know, as I see that we do not have much participants, so I think we can go for question and answer, so that we can set up a base here in this call, that how we can proceed further, because I want to make it as an interactive session. I do not want to keep on talking and you guys just listen. If you have any understanding of the concept already, I would like to know what exactly you guys know, so that we can create a base out of it. So first and foremost question, what exactly is SharePoint, or what you guys know SharePoint is? If anyone has any idea, can unmute yourself and please answer that. Okay. uh, All right. What is SharePoint? As I asked, SharePoint is nothing. It's basically a platform. It is a product which is developed or which is launched by Microsoft for organizations, for institutes, for educational in universities to come together in a particular place, to collaborate with different people, to collaborate with different projects all together, put their documents, their files, their important flow charts, diagram, you call it, SharePoint will provide you that. So SharePoint is nothing. It is a product, or you can say it is a application which is developed by Microsoft, which provides you, it is, as I said, it's developed by Microsoft, which helps you to organize, to collaborate, and to store all your documents, your files, your important, you can say, important flow charts, whatever you have, whether it's related to security purpose, whether it's related to information, anything, you can go ahead and store in one particular place, and that place is called SharePoint. Okay. So when I'm saying that you can organize, you can collaborate, you can store, I would like to brief more about this when I'm saying what we can collaborate and what we can store. Let's say we will take it as an example. Let's say I have a team of 20 people. Okay, you are working in an organization and you have a team of 20 people, and you have a task to create a group and share all the documents, all the files, all the relevant information in one particular place, so that everyone have access to that, no matter where they are sitting, no matter if they are working from home, they are working from office, they are working from a different location altogether, they can access those documents. Okay, you have this task. So in order to achieve this task, you go ahead and use SharePoint. Okay, when I'm saying that you can use SharePoint, it means you can create a site, okay, wherein you can put all your important information at one place, and that place is site, or that place is SharePoint. Okay, and you can add all those 20 people, your team member, in that site. When I'm saying you can add, means you can give them the access. All right, you can give them the access to that particular SharePoint site where you have added your documents, so that all the people, all those 20 people, can actually access those folders. This is SharePoint in terms of layman, or in terms of layman language. Okay, now when I'm saying SharePoint Online, I'm pretty sure you must have also heard that we have SharePoint 2010 as well. We have SharePoint 2013, 2016, 2019, and now SharePoint Online. So I would like to clear this out to you, to everyone, that for this particular session, and for our future sessions also, we are only going to cover SharePoint Online. The reason being why we are covering SharePoint Online is because all the previous version, whether it's 2010, whether whether it's 2010, whether it's 2013, whether it's 2016, any other version, that's I will not say that they have been outdated or deprecated. They are still in use, but now Microsoft is only supporting, or I will say that Microsoft is only investing their time in SharePoint Online, because this is the future. Okay, we companies are still using 2010 server, companies are still using 13, companies are still using 2016. However, companies are migrating their SharePoint from these servers to SharePoint Online. And the only reason why they are migrating is because, as I said, this is the future. Microsoft is investing the time in SharePoint Online. Microsoft is now not launching new features, not launching any new patches in 2010 or in 2013. Probably yes, they are launching. When I said that they are not launching any new patches, they must have, I mean, there must new features, or not new features, there must be new patches, new software installation which is happening in these servers. However, they are not something which happens manually as compared to SharePoint Online. So in overall word, when I'm saying that all these servers, which is 2010, 2013, 2016, if you know that in these servers, Microsoft do launch new features, Microsoft do launch new patches, but they are not automatic, right? Automatic. Companies have to go, they go ahead and put the patch, and they update you, or they provide you the information that the patch is available. You can go to this link and you can install the patch manually to upgrade your server. Okay, so this is the big task. In order to do that, there are certain pros and cons. Sometimes company has to go ahead and go for the downtime. They have to reboot the servers. When they reboot the server, they have to go for the downtime and inform their companies, inform their users that okay, the server will not be available from this time to this time, because they are doing the patching. Now when we talk about SharePoint Online, we as in companies do not have to take care of all the patches or all the new features available in SharePoint Online. And the reason why they don't have to do it is because Microsoft is itself taking care of that. So it's all automatic. In SharePoint Online, everything is automatic. Companies do not need to take care of any kind of installation, any kind of patch update. Nothing is manual in these servers. But when we talk about SharePoint Online, everything is manual. Companies do not have to spend a lot of money to take and to develop the server, to take care of the security of the servers. But in SharePoint Online, as I said, everything is automatic. So you just need to go ahead and start using SharePoint Online. You do not have to spend a lot of money to manage your servers, because as I said, everything is automatic. SharePoint Online is a cloud-based product which is managed by Microsoft. So this is the biggest advantage, and that is why companies are now migrating their 2010, 2013, 2016, even 2019 servers to SharePoint Online. And that is why the huge requirement is there in job profiles for SharePoint Online. That is why we are going to concentrate more on SharePoint Online itself, because this is in demand. This is now available. Companies are taking care of it, and every company is migrating their old servers to this. And when I'm saying it, this is future. So our job profile is also dependent on SharePoint Online. So if you are thinking to upgrade yourself in SharePoint Online, this is the right platform for you guys. Okay. When I'm talking about SharePoint Online, it doesn't only concentrate. We doesn't only going to concentrate on SharePoint Online. We are also going to concentrate with all the related products which are developed by Microsoft, whether it's Team. You must have also heard about OneDrive. OneDrive is also nothing. It is just a SharePoint. Okay. In our future sessions, I will explain you what is the difference between SharePoint and OneDrive. So we are also going to talk about Teams. We are also going to talk about OneDrive. Of course, we are going to talk about Office 365. And when I'm saying Office 365, this is the base. Everything is inside Office 365. When I'm saying that Microsoft is managing SharePoint Online, it means that Office 365 is managed by Microsoft, and that is why our SharePoint is also managed by Microsoft. The reason being because Office 365 is nothing but it is a subscription which is provided by Microsoft. So if you do not have Office 365, means if you have not subscribed to Office 365, you will not get SharePoint at all. In order to use SharePoint Online, you must have Office 365 subscription. That's how you are going to use your SharePoint Online. So we are also going to talk briefly going to talk about Office 365, because our base is here. We are going to talk about Office 365 and all the products which comes under Office 365. Okay. We are also going to talk about Azure. I'm not sure if anyone has the background for Azure. But when I'm saying we are going to talk about Azure portal, it means that we are not going to overall talk about Azure, because Azure itself is a very big platform. It is a very big portal. We are only going to talk about Azure portal with respect to SharePoint Online. Okay. So the task is less with Azure portal, but yes, you will have the understanding of Azure portal, because in interviews, a few questions can be asked from Azure portal, of course, which is related to SharePoint Online. When I'm saying that we are going to talk about Teams, Microsoft Teams, we are only going to talk about Microsoft Team, which is in collaboration with your SharePoint, because we have a different ways of accessing SharePoint, and Teams is one of them. So this is the brief history. These are the topics. This is the understanding. And of course, with all these things, we are also going to talk about security and compliance, which is of course in collaboration with SharePoint. Okay. And the reason why we are going to talk about security and compliance, why we are going to talk about Azure, Teams, OneDrive, Office 365, because they all are integrated with one of them. In order, security and compliance is overall a product, a different product altogether, which is provided by Office 365, and it is used with different applications. It is used with your Outlook, your Exchange, your Teams, your Power BI, everything. But it is also used in in SharePoint. And what is the role with SharePoint, we will discuss in our brief in our different sessions. But this is overall a brief topic in itself. Teams is overall a brief topic in itself, but we are going to only talk about those part which are in collaboration with SharePoint. Okay. Now this is what we are going to discuss, as I said. Now what are you going to expect, or what are your expectations from this course? You will be able to, when I talk about that, what will be the skills you will going to capture, or you will be getting from this session is, first of all, of course, a brief understanding of SharePoint, right? You when I'm talking about brief understanding, it is not only going to be the verbal understanding. We are also going to do the lab process. Lab, as in we are going to perform all the tasks which comes in SharePoint. So when I'm going to talk about that, how we can create a site in SharePoint, when I'm going to talk about that, how we can upload documents in SharePoint, when we are going to talk about how we can do the permission part in SharePoint. So everything, when I'm going to cover that part, we are going to also apply the same thing in our lab. I'm going to give you guys the task that, okay, go ahead and create a site, go ahead and apply the member permission, reader permission. Everything is going to be the practical also. So it's not only the verbal thing. Does anyone has any question? I heard someone. Okay. Now we are going to see, or we are going to practical how we can create SharePoint sites. Okay, how we can enable, or I will not say enable, how we can allow the permissions. We will have brief understanding of list and libraries, because this is the heart of SharePoint. When I'm saying heart of SharePoint, everything is done in list and libraries itself. Are we?
Hey Nikita.
Hi, yes.
Yeah, I do have a
If
question.
no,
Like, what
if
is?
no one has any questions, can you please mute yourself?
Yeah, I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the main difference between SharePoint on premises
Okay,
and SharePoint online?
so sorry to interrupt. Who is speaking right now? Is it Shalendra?
Yeah, just mute him. Just mute him.
Okay. I was just understanding who have the question. Okay, you can go ahead. Please ask the question again.
Yeah, my question is, what is the difference between SharePoint on premises and SharePoint online?
Okay. Good question. However, no major difference. SharePoint Online and SharePoint On-prem does the same thing altogether. Everything is sorted in SharePoint Online. However, when I'm saying sorted, as in you do not need to take care of the servers in SharePoint, because it's altogether is taken care by Microsoft in respect to SharePoint Online. When we are talking about SharePoint on premises, we have different versions. We have SharePoint 2010, 2013, 2016, and even 2019. It does the same thing which we can do in SharePoint Online. However, these are the servers which companies has to manage by themselves. They have to hire the developers, for example, to manage the storage, to manage the the patching, to install the new updates. So when we talk about on premises, companies has to spend a lot of money to manage their servers, to take care of that, of the server, so that the production and the functionality of SharePoint goes on in on premises. But when we talk about SharePoint Online, you just need to subscribe for Office 365 tenant and start using your SharePoint, start organizing, start managing the way you want as per your company need, and you do not need to spend huge money on managing your servers. This is the basic difference, and not exactly a basic, a, a major difference in SharePoint Online and on premises. However, both have the same functionality. When I'm talking about that, we can organize, we can collaborate, we can store. Same thing can be done in same thing is done in SharePoint on premises as well.
Okay, that's great. So no major difference in features, right?
Of course, no major difference. As I said, task is done, but the way of doing the task probably is different, because as I'm saying that in on premises, companies has to take care of their own servers. So how many servers they are taking care of, how many servers are involved, this is something which is managed by on premises. But in SharePoint Online, you do not need to. You can go ahead and get as many subscriptions as you can in SharePoint Online and create as many tenants as you can, but in different name. Of course, we will talk about when I'm saying tenant subscription. So you might have also another question, what is this tenant subscription? So of course, we are going to talk about that as well in our future sessions.
Okay, so yeah, ma'am. Actually, how many of files we can store in particular Exchange Online? Like, is there any limit or it is limitless?
There are n number of limits, and everything is sorted. As I'm saying sorted, everything is documented by Microsoft. So I'm going, when we are going to go with our further sessions, if you're talking about the limits, there is 1 lakh limit, or even more than that, according to the subscriptions, according to the plan you have purchased from Office 365. So to answer this question, I think it's too early. When we go about the subscription, when we are going to plan that how you can go ahead and create your your practice tenant, your practice domain, then we are going to talk about this thing. And the important thing, the important information is that, and you can also go ahead and study online. See, when we are talking about SharePoint is a vast concept. Okay, even now we are talking about SharePoint, it might possible Microsoft comes up with 2 new features in in SharePoint, and they publish the new features and launch the public article tomorrow. But the good thing is that whatever is up, whatever is launched new in SharePoint, Microsoft makes sure that they launch the public documentation for their audience, so that they can go ahead and get the benefit from that feature. So whatever you are going to study in SharePoint Online, you are going to find a related article, a related documentation by Microsoft, which is launched, which is open for their public. And Microsoft will only going to help this point is for future. Let's say you work as a SharePoint admin in an organization, and this is for everyone whosoever is working as a SharePoint admin in any organization in SharePoint Online. And you have let's say you want to get clarification on one topic in SharePoint Online. The first and the prior thing which you need to do is to go online, look for Microsoft content, and see whether it is supported by Microsoft or not. Because if it's supported, and you find out, okay, this is a glitch in your tenant, or probably a sync issue, NYZ issue, then you can go back to Microsoft and get this fixed. However, if it's not published, it is not reported, or it is not informed by Microsoft, we cannot do anything. So as I said, it's a product developed by Microsoft, so very vast product. You need to make sure that you have you are well versed with the product, and you go. Honestly speaking, we are sitting right now, as I said, it might possible tomorrow something new comes in Microsoft. This is how vast Microsoft SharePoint product is. The product is still in a developing state. I'm talking about SharePoint Online. Okay, it's not on prem, because Microsoft is now not putting anything new in their 2010, 13, 16, 19 servers. Everything new is coming in SharePoint Online. So this is how the vast product is.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right. So we were on list and libraries. You must have heard the list and libraries concept in SharePoint. So this is a heart of SharePoint in simple terms, which means everything you are going to manage, store, collaborate, you are going to do in list and libraries. There is a little difference in both of them. What difference is, we are going to talk about in our future sessions, of course. The biggest for me personally, because I am working as a SharePoint admin, and whatever we heard about our clients, this is what we have we have got the feedback about, that in SharePoint Online we have a feature of external sharing. That means guest users. A little information about it, of course we are going to study it briefly. However, external sharing means, for example, you are working in an organization. Let's say the first example which I gave you, that you have a team of 20 people and you want to share your documents in one particular place with all those 20 people. Later in a day, you got another task saying, okay, we have one user who is not part of your team. Probably he or she is in your company, or probably he or she is outside from your company, because we have we companies do collaborate with other companies in today's environment. So you get a task that, okay, apart from these 20 people, you have one user who is not in your team. He's from a different team altogether. However, he or she also needs to have access to these folders or these files which you have added in your SharePoint. So with the help of SharePoint, we can also go ahead and collaborate with all the people who are not in your organization. They are a part of different organization, and SharePoint does allow us to go ahead and collaborate with users outside your organization, uh, keeping the security, of course, because this is a big factor, that if you are sharing, you are not sure if the person is genuine or not, if you are not sure if person can make a misuse of your document, right? So with external sharing in respect to SharePoint, in we can go ahead and add users outside from your environment. You can collaborate with them. You can go ahead and provide different permission to that user, so that your security is not hampered, your information is secured. So this is the biggest function of external sharing in SharePoint, and that is why companies are using SharePoint Online.
Excuse me, one thing you said now, you mentioned now external guest user, and you also mentioned that it's outside your team, and then you're saying outside organization. What do you mean by outside team and outside
Okay.
organization?
So when I said team, I spoke about regarding the first example I gave, that let's say you have a team of 20 people. You are working in a project, and all these 20 people are working with you. You have created a SharePoint, and you have stored your stuff, your files and folders in that environment, and you have shared with all those 20 people. However, later in a day, you got a requirement, okay, this is a user, XYZ user, who is not part of your team, but he is coming from a different team. So when I'm saying external user from a team or outside an organization, both are equal. Okay, outside an organization means, let's say I have a company called XYZ company. I am managing that company, and I have a person whom I'm purchasing goods with, and that company, that person belongs to a company called ABC company. Okay, now I have some information to share with that person, so I can collaborate with that person in terms of sharing documents, in terms of sharing files, using SharePoint Online. So this is external sharing, whether you say that that person is outside your team, or whether that person is outside from your organization. This is one of the same thing in respect to SharePoint Online.
Means both are same. And
Both
one
are
more thing.
same. Mhm.
Yeah, guest user. What is that? Any place we have to manage the guests?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why this is very early to say, but to answer your question, yes, there is a place, and that place is Azure portal. We are going to study in our future sessions.
So those who are in the guest list, they are only with them we can share. Yeah.
Absolutely. Those who are trusted user, trusted, when I'm saying trusted, those are managed or those are added in your Azure portal. Only with those users, there are different ways actually to manage your external sharing.
So you mean to say only trusted guests, yeah? Not the anyone XYZ, not other world, yeah?
Of course not. If that user is added, external sharing is altogether a big concept. Your questions are very genuine, but when to answer your question, I think we need to have more information, because this is just a brief I'm giving you. There is
Oh,
a
you touched this
altogether
topic, that's why I asked this question. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just giving you a a brief that what exactly you are going to captured from our future sessions.
Right.
So in order to understand and in order to take your questions, I think we need to first have little understanding what external sharing is, how external sharing happens in SharePoint, and then I think your questions are genuine and we can answer that, right?
No problem.
That how we can manage our
I
guest
believe
list and everything.
I believe whenever we try to share any document with external user, then a link will be sent to the particular user, and then they need to
Absolutely.
subscribe. They need to log in through that link,
A-
and then it will be added in your Azure portal. So it's authenticated user,
Absolutely, absolutely.
right?
All our guest users or external users is one of the same thing. Okay, so when I'm saying external and guest, don't get confused. It's one of the same thing. So yes, you are correct. That's how external users or guest users work in SharePoint Online. Okay. However, it also depends on your site sharing settings. We are going to talk about in our future session. If let's say external sharing is not enabled in your SharePoint site, you will no one will be able, I mean no one as in no guest user will be able to get that link. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think your questions are genuine. However, when we are going to discuss briefly about these topic, and we are going to discuss 101, I mean 101 as in one topic in one class, and then I think you will have better understanding. And as I said, the topmost thing which you are going to take from these sessions is the practical knowledge. So it's not only the verbal knowledge. We are also going to take the free trial of Office 365 subscription. We are going to create our tenant. We are going to create our SharePoint site. So let's talk about the lab thing. When I'm saying the lab thing, we are going to take the free trial of Office 365 subscription. Okay. We are going to manage our SharePoint. When I'm talking about manage our SharePoint, as in all of you, when you are going to take the free trial of Office 365, probably we will go with the E3 license. Okay. And you will be the admin of your Office 365. So you will be the only one who will be managing your SharePoint Online environment. We will be creating a SharePoint site, a test SharePoint site, to know more about the functionality, that what are the features of SharePoint, what happens in SharePoint Online, how we create the SharePoint Online, how the permissions work in SharePoint. Because without permission, nothing can be happen. Let's say I have a site and I want to collaborate, whether he or she is outside my environment, as in whether he or she is not a part of my organization. If that person is not added in my SharePoint site, means if that person does not have access to my SharePoint site, that person will not be able to access the document which I want him or her to access. So permission is a big thing. So we are going to see how permission works, what are different type of permissions. We are also going to talk about the security groups here. um, Security groups, when I said that we are going to talk about Office 365, you remember we talk about Office 365. So this is a part of that security groups, and we can use these groups in our SharePoint Online. So whatever we are going to talk in each session, we are going to do the practical of that as well, so that you will be more confident when you go for an interview. And because in SharePoint Online, when you go for an interview for this profile, everyone will give you, the interviewer will give you the scenario based questions, and you have to go ahead and provide the steps that how you are going to resolve that. So that is the basic understanding from this session today. If anyone has any question, let me know, and I will be happy to answer that for you all.
Are you going to cover the developer role as well of Office 365?
No, I am not going to cover the developer role because that is a different understanding altogether. So this course is only for the admins who are going to, and one more thing, we are also going to talk about PowerShell here, which is of course a developer part. If you need to know the in-depth knowledge of PowerShell, then that is a developer part, and that will not be covered in this session. However, for in respect to SharePoint, how as a admin as in how you can manage your SharePoint, that part is covered in your in your PowerShell, that how you can create a site in SharePoint using PowerShell, how you can create a site using user interface, that's covered. So to answer your question, no, we are not going to cover the developer part here in this session.
What about setting some rules or some basic flows?
Flows was part of SharePoint earlier, but now it is covered in Power BI, and that is altogether a different thing right now. Because workflows was part of SharePoint till 2019, November 1st, it has been deprecated, and now it is a part of Power BI. So it's altogether a different application. So it's a no. We are not going to cover that. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Can we cover the SharePoint security?
Sorry?
Can I cover the SharePoint security as well?
That's what I'm said. That's what I said. SharePoint security, which comes in compliance. Security and compliance is a portal where we can you elaborate your question? What kind of security you are talking about? Because I don't think so we have any kind of security. If you are a
whenever we share the documents to the external part, how can it be safe?
Absolutely, that is a part of SharePoint itself. When I said in the above, when we describe what we are going to talk about, I said that security is a major thing in SharePoint, and whatever you are sharing, whether it's in your organization or outside, security is a one key factor which is taken care by, and that's taken care by SharePoint itself. You can only be able to share your stuff, your files and folders with that person who have the access to SharePoint. If let's say if you give access to an unknown person, of course your security is hampered, right? So it's as an admin, it's in your hand who can manage your SharePoint, whom you can provide the global admin role, whom you can provide the SharePoint admin role, whom you can give the access to SharePoint. So that's all covered in SharePoint Online, of course.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Hey, hi Nikita, Gaurav here.
Hi, yes.
So Nikita, I just want to know how means what will be the duration for this course, and when the classes, is it for weekend classes or daily classes, or how much fee for that? All the details.
See, the fee structure will be discussed by Amit. I'm not the right person for that. And to answer your question, it is going to be the weekend classes. We are going to plan it in weekend itself. So it will be probably 2-hour class every weekend, that is every Saturday and Sunday. And if I talk about the duration, then it will be probably 20 hours, because as I said, SharePoint is a vast topic. Everything, I mean, all the new features comes initially every time in SharePoint Online, but whatever is up and running in SharePoint Online with practical, we will be able to achieve it in 20 hours for sure. Because it only depends. The topic are, let's say if for example, Sorry, go ahead.
On weekend, how much means how much hours we need to spend?
Uh, for me, I will say 1.5 to 2 hours are is enough. However, it also depends the practical thing. Sorry, what's your name? I
Gaurav
Okay.
Khandelwal.
Yeah, Gaurav. So basically, in a simple terms, SharePoint is a vast topic, but topics are very small. Okay, for example, let's say I am in one session we are covering how we can create a site. I will show you how we can create a site. Now it is up to us guys that how much we are taking time to do the practical for that, and we are going to cover that in our 2 hours class only. Okay, so the practical part is the important part here in our SharePoint concept.
Okay, got it. So we can assume that on weekend we need to spend 1 hour for practical and 1 hour for theory session on every day, right?
Absolutely. That's how we are going to manage that. For 45 minutes to 1 hour, I will be sharing my knowledge with you, and then we are going to do the practical thing in rest of the hours. And believe me, when we are going to do the practical things, this is my personal experience as a SharePoint admin, that whenever we are going to do the practical things, while doing the practicals, we will be able to learn new things in SharePoint. As I said, it's a vast product, and believe me, you might feel that okay, I'm saying it again and again, but believe me, in my 6.5 to 7 years of experience in SharePoint, we do get new functionality in SharePoint, which probably we are not aware about. And while working on the site, while working in one topic in SharePoint site, we will be able to, we will be able to figure out a new feature. So that's the, I will say, good thing about SharePoint, that it itself gives us the opportunity to learn new things.
Is it 20 hours required for the SharePoint? My
Sorry?
question is 20 hours is required for the SharePoint? Because as my previous experience, we covered in one class.
It depends how did you cover it. See, right, you are absolutely right. If you are talking about only the verbal training, verbal sessions, I will be able to cover it even in 1 or 2 hours, frankly speaking. But when we are saying the the question answer session, when we are talking about the practicals, then this is going to, if you want to learn, and if we are here to understand the concept of practically doing SharePoint, then you have to consume your time. It depends on you how easily and how quickly you are taking the things up. Probably you will be able to cover in 10 hours. And why I'm saying 20 hours is because I'm also including the question answer rounds here. I am also including the practical things here. I'm also including the task which I'm going to give here, and plus I'm also giving the understanding, taking the time to understand the concept of the documents. As I said, if you remember in my in the beginning of the session, I said that in SharePoint Online, you will be able to get everything online which is launched or which is documented by Microsoft. So in my sessions, I am also going to give you guys the visibility to go for those documents, because everything is documented.
Sorry, as you said, you've been like system admin for this SharePoint administrator, yeah, for 7-8 years. So is that specialized? Are you in this field?
Right, yes.
SharePoint only, yeah. So basically, my interest is only for the SharePoint. I don't want to learn anything else at the moment. So I just want to concentrate on SharePoint. So is that be only covered here?
That's what we are going to cover, only SharePoint. And believe me, yeah, I am also trained and experienced in SharePoint Online, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys.
Right, thanks.
Welcome.
One more question. Are you providing any job assistance or?
Personally, I am not. You can ask this question to Amit. He's the best person to answer this. However, we are going to train you guys. If you want, we can also have one session at the end of our overall training, that how you can go for the SharePoint Online interviews, and what kind of questions you should be aware about, what type of topics you should be aware about.
Yeah, hi Nikita, this is Sushant.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I'm asking about the how is the help to a front-end developer? So, as I'm working as a front-end developer, so I have to move to SharePoint. So, how will be helpful to me?
See, as I said initially, that anyone who it doesn't matter who I mean at what profile you are working in. SharePoint Online, SharePoint Admin is altogether a different product. So it does not matter what your profile is. It just, if you want to switch your profile, then you can go for it. And if as you are working at as frontline developer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you have I think two skills. I mean, you already have a developer skill, and then you will be learning SharePoint Online, so it will be plus point in your resume, in your career growth, that you have two skills and you can work as both. So it will be plus plus for you.
Okay. So it will be
However,
not any obstacle to
no,
move in
I
future.
don't I don't think so. I don't think so. It depends on, if let's say if you're going for the SharePoint Online interview, and if this comes up that you are already working as a developer, why you want to go for SharePoint Online. So this is up to you, how you want to how you want to take it, how you want to pursue your your career. You can say that by hiring me you will get a developer as well as a SharePoint Online, so I can do the task of two people together, right? I can work as a frontline developer
Yeah, yeah.
whenever needed, and I can also work as a SharePoint Online whenever needed. So you are basically hiring me for two people, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Any further question? I think we are almost done with today's demo. I am open for the questions for next 10 minutes. If you have any, please ask us. Regarding the fee structure and anything related to the fee, you can contact Amit. Amit, you can share your number in the chat if people doesn't have it already. And I guess someone has asked some questions which I missed. Yes, the session is recorded, and I think Amit has already answered. One question by JB is that if we upload any files to SharePoint, will it use OneDrive as a storage, or SharePoint will have separate storage space? Very good question. You will get this, you will get the understanding briefly, but in order to answer, no, it will not going to take the SharePoint space. It is going to take the space individually for SharePoint Online and OneDrive. As I said, that OneDrive is nothing is another SharePoint, but it's your personal SharePoint. We will talk briefly about it, but they both have different storage for them. Okay, Mahendra have asked what is meant by Office 365. So Mahendra, Office 365 is nothing. We know it's Microsoft 365, not Office. Microsoft is a company. Microsoft 365 is a product. It's a subscription which comes with different products inside. It comes with Excel, it comes with your Word, it comes with your Teams, your SharePoint, your OneDrive, your Outlook. So Microsoft 365 is nothing. It is a cloud-based subscription where different products are included. And when a company go for Microsoft 365 subscription, according to the plan and according to the money they have, money as in according to the licenses they have purchased, they will get the use of these products. We are going to talk about this briefly also. So I hope I have answered your question. So related to the fee, I think Amit will be the right person, as I said. So Amit, I think you can take this question up. Does anyone have any other question, or are we good with the session?
Yeah, actually, I believe we have some site template in SharePoint Online, like communication site, something like
Absolutely.
that. So can you please tell me about those? What, how many templates are there? What are the
Okay, so this is a task. This is a I mean, a topic, a separate topic, which we are going to cover when we are going to talk about SharePoint and how we can, what exactly a SharePoint site is. So site template is nothing. It is a template. It is a predefined templates which are provided by Microsoft by default when you go for SharePoint Online. So communication, team, site, Microsoft 365, security group. These are the templates which are provided by SharePoint site, and according to your need, you can go ahead and choose the template and create your site. We are going to cover this in our future sessions, and I'm also going to show you. So don't worry about that. I mean, in our initial stage.
Okay.
Nikita, one question there from my side, Gaurav here. So after completing this course, if we have any query after completing, so did we reach out to you for that as well?
Absolutely. I will try my best to answer the questions. Let's say we have completed the program, and if you still have any questions, you can post, because I believe we are going to create a WhatsApp group with whomsoever will enroll and be a part of this group. So you can post your questions to that WhatsApp group, and I will try my best to answer that for you, because I am also working. Probably in weekends we can take those questions up.
Okay. And all the recorded sessions also provided after completing the course?
I think yes. Amit will be able to confirm that to you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Any other question, guys? Because we are just 4 minutes 4 minutes left for our meeting to end. So if anyone has any questions, please go ahead. Otherwise, we are good to go. And you can take any question related to your fee or anything to Amit.
One question, Nikita.
Mm-hmm.
This Office 365 supports all the features that is already present on the on-premise version of SharePoint?
Absolutely. Probably there are few new as well. New as in probably there are some different features which are not in on-premise from premises environment, but they are in SharePoint Online.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any other question, anyone? All right, if no one has any question, I think we are good to end the session here. You can contact Amit after this regarding your fee structure and everything. And Amit will give you more information after this. All right? All right.
Yeah, sure, Nikita. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
I'm ending the session then. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
in,
you.
and have a great evening, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.